Good? Hey, Shelby, it's Friday.
Captain's log supplemental.
So, Monday at work was an interesting day. It was kind of like the shift where everything goes wrong. So I have this thing where I don't like to ask questions because I don't like to appear as if I don't know something. I don't like to show weakness. I also don't like to start to do something and then realize I'm doing it wrong and then like start doing it again if I know people are watching. If I start doing something wrong and realize I'm doing it wrong, I will keep doing it wrong until either somebody stops me or people go away so I can hurry and fix whatever I'm doing. It's like a weird mix of like pride and social awkwardness. So I happened to work at the shift. We were making 3 batches of dough. 2 full batches and 1 half batch. I'd already made the 2 full batches and I was about to make the half batch of dough. And, you know, without noticing, I just automatically start getting, pouring enough water into the big mixing bowl for a full batch. And I realized, oh wait, this is a half batch, not a full batch, and so I have too much water. I'm kind of in a hurry. And instead of just taking the bowl, dumping it out, and starting over, I don't want my supervisors to notice what I'm doing. I don't want them to think that I've done it wrong in the first time. So instead of pouring it all out, I'm just going to take out the extra. So I take out what I think is about how much extra I had added. I wasn't totally sure. In my head, I knew I was going to regret this because it was very likely that I had either left too much water in or taken too much out. And either way, that kind of ruins the dough, and I knew I was going to regret it later. So I just did my best guess, rolled it over to the big mixing machine, added the flour and the base and the yeast and started mixing it, and I could see immediately that it was going to be too much water and it was going to be too sticky. Did I do anything about it then? Oh no, I didn't do anything at that point either. And even though I knew that there would be no way for me to fix this mistake and that it was just going to remain in this too sticky mess, I just kept it going. So I finished all the other parts of the process to make the dough. The consistency of the dough was like brownie mix consistency, except way more stickier. So when I take it out of the mix, when I take the bowl, detach it from the mixer, and I'm trying to take out the mixing paddle and clean it off because it is just like covered in this thick sticky goop and it sticks like all over my hands, and I'm trying to rub it off of my hands, but it's not rubbing off, it's just sticking into like this gloves. At this point when I'm trying to get this sticky mass off of my fingers so I can at least make an attempt to try to cut up the dough and put it on the table. My supervisor comes over, he's like, that's too sticky. And I was like, yeah, there's no way to fix it. So you just have to scrap this whole thing and start over again. I am left with this giant vat of dough, and just to give you an idea of how much dough there is in this giant vat, for half a batch, there's supposed to be 10 pounds of water, 10 pounds of flour, and then 12.5 pounds of base. There's about 15 to 20 pounds of extra dough that we add to this. So, yeah, it's a lot of dough. And it's sticky, and it's sticking to everything. So my supervisor was like, you're going to have to scrape out that bowl, and just start over again. But the thing was, you couldn't just take this dough and throw it away and put it into a normal garbage can. You had to put it into an empty flour bag because it had to be disposed of in a special way. So I'm left to gather this dough and put it into this flour bag, and I'm getting nowhere because I can't get a grip on the dough because it's just really slick and slippery and sticky, and so I have like club hands. It's all up my arms and I'm trying to gather it up and put it in the thing, but I'm only able to get like a little itty bitty bit of dough at a time. And long story short, I was able to eventually scrape it all out, and then I had to clean up all of the dough that was everywhere and start again. All because I didn't want to dump out the water and start over again in the first place. And I knew in that moment that when I decided I wasn't going to dump it out and be sure to measure the water accurately, I knew something like this would happen. And I did it anyway.